They got bound into High Evo as they're waiting for this big play to brew up, and we say you don't get to. She just costs 2 less. Nope, get over here. Sorry. Oh, the Doctor Doom. Wow. Was not expecting the Doctor Doom to come in, but we still clutch it out. Welcome, my friends. Are you seeing constant high evolutionary matchups here on the ladder, and you want to be able to climb over them without just running non-stop mirror matches? Well, I've got 3 decks for you that are able to thrive on the high evolutionary matchup. The first 2 here, with how quickly the meta is evolving, is still a little bit in the experimental stages, but the third one is a certifiable slam counter. Check the timestamps to be able to scrub into what deck you want to see showcased. We're going to be beginning here with Sand Trap. The Sandman is the heart and soul of this list. He is able to restrict the high evolutionary decks quite considerably because they're trying to create this cheap abomination. The Wasp, they're generating a lot of value from these combo pieces that they get locked out of if you are playing into the Sandman, and then you're able to roll into Arrow, manipulating their play pattern, the Doctor Doom for blanket pressure, the Leader to be able to grab over their big Hulk or abomination to your side. We actually pass energy fairly easily if we are using the Electro Wave line to be able to ramp up, and so our Hulk should be able to stand up to theirs if that is what we are copying out of Leader. There is a lot of flexibility in this list. Yes, I'm running Iron Lad, I am running Jeff. You can trade pieces around. The heart of the list is the Sandman and the 2 energy cheats in Electro and Wave, and then jumping up into Leader, Doctor Doom, and the Odin to be able to give us that reactivation. Some people are going to want to slot in Chavez to be able to give draw consistency. Some people are going to run Leech instead of, say, Arrow or one of these 4 costs, or say the Jeff. Jeff is able to fit in spite of the Sandman or Electro restriction, and then we have here at the 4 cost price point both Jubilee and Iron Lad. That's enough justification to squeeze in Howard as well if you do have him, but if you don't, it will still do very well. Jubilee is going to thin our deck down. Iron Lad can grab some very powerful abilities here, and the Odin reactivating either one can swing things tremendously. They really help us out if we haven't been able to find the energy cheats here on curve. Into battle we go, and if you guys have found a counter that is working very consistently against the High Evo decks, you're gonna have to let me know down in the comments below. I know I am missing some of the counter matchups. There are decks that really thrive on that matchup. Want to be able to figure out what is best in the current meta because it's just non-stop High Evo right now. We go Jeff here, quite happily. Going to be able to swing him over to Lucas Bar. I will sacrifice Electro on the Altar of Death. That'll jump us up to 6 energy on turn 4. Good gosh. My opponent says goodbye to the Sunspot. We'll take things from... Wow! These are locations.
Oh, snap.
Altar of Death, Luke's Bar, Sanctum Sanctorum. Are you kidding me? We have effectively the perfect deck to be able to manipulate these locations into a win. And I thought in the recent change they were actually removing some of the play restriction locations. Clearly it doesn't matter if you get a lineup like this one. This is insane. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Limbo comes in to be able to open pieces up. I am feeling the Leader drop here. That's what I am considering. We play Leader as a sacrificable piece. Leader will die. We will get their most powerful card. It excludes us from being able to get the reactivation. I really like Limbo, being able to have a greater chance of drawing into the Doctor Doom Odin combo. My whip game is going psycho here, or at least the preview is. Yeah, I'll just play the Leader sacrifice, get the extra energy. Hazmat. There's the Wasp. We have found our mirror matchup. They're going Magic. This is telling me that it's going to be the She-Hulk, A-Bomb, the Hulk family, Dirty 30 kind of play style. Which, I shut up with the Sandman. They want to wait until those final turns. It's not going to benefit them in any way, shape, or form. Sandman now. Do I play Wave as well? Do I want Wave as well? I could alternatively play Wave now plus Iron Lad and take a poke at the top of the deck to see what falls into our lap. And then I could set up Sandman next turn off of the wave to be able to just pin them to 1 card a turn. They would likely be able to take the shot at setting up Hulk there. But as long as I find Doctor Doom, it doesn't matter. Or, frankly, Jubilee onto Altar of Death as well. Would be fantastic. It is the Jubilee. Oh, no. Location's locked out. Jubilee pulls again. Doctor Doom! Oh, man. There's the Luke Cage. Not quite how we drew it up, but effective nonetheless. Effective nonetheless. At this point, does their deck run anything that can possibly stop us? No. They don't have a way to be able to get into Altar of Death unless they have changed the deck around significantly from what I remember. What a matchup. I'd snap again if I could. I'm that confident. They're weighing their odds. They're taking this? They just want to see what... Why are they playing? You have a way into Altar of Death, is what you're telling me? Or you just wanted to see, like, how big you could stack up the Hulks? I guess. I mean, listen, if they... No, they're not... these cards will die before they would have any location-altering effects or armor. You can win mid by as high a margin as you want. We'll still be able to take it home. Oh, Peak. Peak putting us into a position that you never see with this kind of list. We can go Electron 2 into Sandman is the High Evo, of course. Central Park. Okay, so Electro into the Sandman into Doctor Doom. We have Blanket Pressure. We Arrow to close it out. The curve of everything in hand is it's a win. Do we snap against that? They're passing. That empowers their Hulk. It buffs a Squirrel here. I don't mind. So, no. Are you kidding me? Oh, well, at least they lost a valuable piece as well, I suppose. There are worse things. Do I wave or do I just Sunspot? Sunspot will represent more power. And then I'm on the ramp track anyway. I'll be able to play Doctor Doom next turn. Ah! Losing the Sandman. The heart and soul of the list, as I said in the deck breakdown. Sunspot comes in. This is Mr. Doom. I love being able to roll Doom into a arrow finish here. Though they're not bound to 1 card, so the arrow is significantly less impactful. Iron Lad might be able to fish for our Odin reactivation in a pinch. 2 power, smaller body than Odin, but still. The reactivation on the Doom bots is incredible. There goes Cyclops on 4, so they will be able to debuff us. We are ahead. Have any Mon? Not really the face that I wanted to see, if I'm being frank. I will play. I could play... got 2 lines. I could play Arrow. And then again, hope for either drawing Odin or Iron Lad fishing the Odin. Or I play Wave to lock them into just 1 card play on this final turn, and then I arrow that to the explicit location that I want them to be consigned to. Is that how you would use that word? I think I will allow Central Park is where they are closest. That's where I would like to ultimately arrow their big Hulk finisher. So we'll play it like this. Wave the budget Sandman. I can't believe I'm using both Electro and Wave. But I do believe the situation calls for it. I'm on the edge of snapping. It's a little tight right now. Ooh. They got bound into High Evo as they're waiting for this big play to brew up. And we say you don't get to. Wave is incredibly fun. She's just a cheaper Sandman now. That's all it is. Both sides lock to 1 card. Same power. After the Sandman nerf. She just costs 2 less. Nope, get out of here. Sorry. Oh, the Doctor Doom. Wow. Was not expecting the Doctor Doom to come in, but we still clutch it out. Up next, Kitty Carnage, a bounce list that is using just the incredible efficiency of Kitty Pryde, and then also pairing in the Carnage, who can sweep away debuffed cards so that the opposing High Evo list is not really able to find a purchase on getting enough targets to have a really highly discounted abomination, or even if we're only rocking a single card at the different locations, then they're not getting maximum value out of things like Cyclops or Wasp, so they're going to struggle to be able to find all the efficiency they need to be able to keep up with our side. We've got the Kitty Pryde, fantastic because she's jumping back into hand. The Carnage can chow down on a Mysterio Illusion, on the Hood, on the Nova, on the Black Widow in a pinch, whatever we need. We have the Hawk to be able to buff him up through the Korg and the reactivations out of the Beast. We have the Killmonger, who can be a surprise MVP in sweeping away valuable one cost from the opposing side of the board, as well as mopping up our Hood, Nova, etc. And so we cultivate our hand into the final drop with Demons, Kitty Pryde, discounted cards from the Beast, large Hawk. We have the Shang-Chi, which, with this deck being able to manipulate, usually coming from behind an initiative, can call out their Hulk or their Abomination and then slam them out. The Black Widow to be able to junk up their side of the board. It comes together quite beautifully. Very fun alternate version of Bounce, specifically tech to be able to do well in the High Evo matchup. Oh, I like this opening hand. Korg into the Black Widow into the Beast, exactly what we want to see repeated, especially with the Hawk in hand. I mean, this is the combo package. Soulstone, little Thanos. Thanos could be High Evo. I've seen them working together. The Soulstone has particularly powerful synergy there. Ah, the Vormir. I'm kind of a sucker for the lore-accurate Black Widow play, but I'd also love for it to be repeatable. I think I'll go for that. There we go. They do the sacrifice anyway with the Time Stone. They're fine sacrificing the Infinity Stones to Vormir, so they're going to wish that they had waited to be able to sacrifice this Widow's Bite. They can still play that to Murder World, I suppose. Yeah, they shouldn't mind too much. Ooh, rewarded. Rewarded. Hood into the Beast here. Hood is buffed up by 2. Picking it up. What card do we sacrifice to Vormir? If we top deck the Nova, I play that. Otherwise, it actually is going to be the Black Widow. So I know that they're playing. They did not. Excuse me. Oh, they're using the Widow's Bite to get the +2 on Quantum Realm. I'm still counting on it being clutter for them. It is the High Evo and the Wasp. All right. High Evo Thanos. Just throw all the big bads together and see how they do. I definitely saw lists of Thanos Galactus before, and they do fine. Turns out they do just fine. Give me Angela, sacrifice Black Widow, go ahead and play. I let the Hood go over here to the Quantum Realm. The Hawk is going to be what wins the Quantum Realm, because his base power goes up by 2 and then the ongoing on top of that. I could wait a little bit. I'm not really in any hurry, and it's highly unlikely that they run something that is going to restrict our card play. Reality Stone to the Murder World. Sokovia. They lose Leech. Oh, the Hawk. You have to imagine that was way worse for us. I don't think Leech was going to do that much for them, especially when we were cultivating a hand of demons and Kitty if possible. Youch. Well, we can play Mysterio here to get the illusion buffed up at the Quantum Realm. And then I can play the Hood because I need the demon in hand, and I'll play demon over here on the left. All right. And the next Widow's Bite, of course, followed by they did draw the Korg Rock. Okay. They have enough card draw. It's not too surprising that they got that one in hand. What are we going to top deck? So Demon Shang-Chi is not bad. They do flip first. There's the Kitty. Alright. If it is... I mean, I feel like it's too easy for them to be able to just win Quantum Realm because we got the Beast behind. Beast is behind, but then can I flip Vormir? We're quite ahead at Sokovia. Just anticipate that they don't play there. We have the +4 to be able to swing it up. Play like Demon Shang-Chi. They put a big card there, we knock them over. I think they are obligated to play something here, something small. And then if they play like Dino. If they play Dino on left, they only have 3 cards in hand that will not win. Unless it's like Dino Yellowstone. 12, 13. Nope, still doesn't win. Okay, well, on the assurance that I do beat out the Dino, if they play that on left, obviously I smack it on mid. Lose Quantum Realm. I mean, I can still play the kitty with this combo. She goes up too. That way, if they happen to not play there, we take it. Okay. Oh,
Victory.
Here we go. Kitty Pride in hand. Let's put Hood to the board. And then wait. I'd really like to be able to pair Kitty with Angela. Also on the Mer Island buffs, I won't say no. Kitty and then Korg. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play that down. So Kitty gets to absorb the buff and then she still returns into hand. Hood getting smaller and smaller based on their wasp. Here we go. We have the High Evo matchup. Nowhere preventing the on-reveals could be quite nice. Let's say... Do I want the Mysterio illusions picking up the buffs? I suppose so. And then Mirror Dimension here is going to flip. We'll play Kitty. Yet again. The longer Mer Island goes, then the more dangerous Killmonger is to actually use. They're just going to keep on trying to debuff us while we absorb all of these Mer Island buffs. Alright. That's fine. It's a nowhere again. Oh boy. Oh dear. Alright. Real Mysterio is on the left. I could play the Hawk. There's nothing that is going to disrupt him. There's also the Kitty, of course, that we can play down. And then we could play Demon. Looks like Killmonger is not going to find. Killmonger's not the way today. Play the Demon. Play the Carnage. Not going to activate, just an extra couple points. Hold on to the Hawk for next turn when we can combo him alongside Kitty. Hopefully we could find... If we find Black Widow, I would play Kitty, Black Widow. Keeping up in Mer Island is impossible. It's impossible. It's the Nova. And they put a lot of power onto the Sunspot. Are we back around to wanting to play Killmonger? Killmonger would destroy my own Demon, my Hood, and my Korg, but it would also take out their Sunspot. It would open up board space for me to be able to play additional cards. It would pop my Nova to buff my other remaining cards. It's a very hard choice. I would have to do it now. I'll play the Killmonger, then I would play the Kitty Pride. Losing the Demon is what really irks me, but I am thinking that they could just be trying to pass more onto the Sunspot this turn. That's my call. Is that they're on the pass line of play. They're going to play something very cheap or nothing at all. There it goes. Buffs, buffs, buffs. Nah, the She-Hulk, alright. Zap, zap. Shang-Chi. Angela. Amazing. 4 cards in deck. Well, 18 up. That'll pass you. And then I'll reveal here, and I'm gonna head over here. Not bad. At the end of it all. Not too bad at the end of it all. So they probably... What did they play the She-Hulk for? They had passed everything except the Sunspot. So She-Hulk was like only 2 energy there. Hulk smashes. Then we win. Whoa. Tight, tight. And now the true bane of High Evolutionary's existence, the deck that no one should have ever stopped playing. Toxic Sera, guys. This list is incredible. You have the energy efficiency core of the Zabu and the Sera. And then you are looking at just a suite of cards that are all able to do well on their own right, but also specifically counter the high evolutionary matchup. We, of course, have the Luke Cage and then the high efficiency Lizard Typhoid Mary play alongside. We have the Enchantress to be able to cancel out the opponent's Luke Cage. They're actually hurting themselves with their own Hazmat. Or that our Hazmat is able to go through and truly score. We have the Super Skrull to be able to get additional consistency on finding the opponent's Luke Cage, or even be able to grab some extra benefit out of the Hulk ability that they could be rocking. Killmonger, Nova package. Wow, don't take that out. I need that, baby. We have the Kitty Pryde here as a true flex slot. She could be slotted around, switched up for whatever you really enjoy. A lot of decks are going to move to play a Sentinel, but I happen to like the Kitty Pryde. She's a little bit cheaper, a nice proactive play just to keep on developing points in hand, to be able to reposition and be flexible based on what you see the opponent doing. She really doesn't have any other synergies with the list, and in fact you have to watch and be careful with the Killmonger, but I have enjoyed using her here. She is a great flex piece to be able to bring around whatever you want to use. And we have the Shang-Chi to be able to knock over their Abomination and their Large Hulk, or their She-Hulk if they're choosing to play that line of High Evolutionary. Dark Tower. The Sunspot, alright. I'm sensing a High Evo matchup. I always like to open up with the Sunspot there. Do I go for the early Cage? The cute thing is that if they play their control early, like the Rogue, I can either cancel it with the Enchantress, or I can use the Super Skrull to be able to grab it to my side. I can do both to be able to grab it. Well, no, if I cancel it, then the Super Skrull doesn't maintain it. Oh, so do I want it, or do I just play Hazmat now? I'll just have it down. They put the power onto the Sunspot. The Stellion. Oof. Huh. Okay, well, additional Luke Cage. Do I just play the Killmonger now to wipe out their Sunspot, or do I wait for the Nova? The High Evolutionary decks don't really run armor. I'll play Jeff here to be able to get the buff on Stark Tower, then move him wherever I can. They got their own Cage. How incredible is it going to be when I cancel both cages and then come up with another cage? Joke's on you, I've got another Luke Cage. I guess I actually play him now rather than cancel now. That way I get... They are going to rogue it. It's 3 Luke Cage effects. I wanted to be able to play the Zabu to get the energy efficiency. Yeah, there it is. There it is. The emote comes out. I definitely Enchantress. And then I will Hazmat as well. That'll let me pick up the extra buff from Stark Tower, move Jeff off to the side wherever I want him to be. Their control is already spent, unless they got something from Triskelion, which could make this truly a hilarious matchup. And my final turn is looking like Typhoid Mary plus the Killmonger to be able to knock over their Sunspot. And their Nebula, by the way, which was not a Triskelion pull. Gray border, but not Triskelion. Because it would say created, right? Yeah. Okay, do they have anything else? Ability copied from Luke Cage. Right. And these are their core cards. Okay. 2 Luke Cages down, 1 remains. A-bomb drops. Well, now if I find Shang-Chi, might be singing a slightly different tune. What do we get? No. Alright. Well, that's fine. Move Jeff. Keep Jeff, move Jeff. Keep Jeff, move Jeff. Move him. Yeah.
Victory.
Oh, man. Elysium power. Zabu, Nova, go. I choose you. Enchantress at 2, Killmonger at 2. Debuff, but that's fine. Scorpion, I smell a High Evo matchup. Oh, Sera at 4. I can just hang back. Cultivate the hand. Rogue takes away the Zabu. Well, maybe now I can't hang back quite as much. Do I want to play the Enchantress to be able to take that back? Interesting they would play it so early. Oh no, the Lamentus. I got the cage, that's all I wanted to see. And Hazmat as well. This is looking pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. I don't need the energy cheat. I just sit back and wait. If anything, do I play Luke Cage now? If their rogue is already spent, how do they counter me, right? They can't. I want to be able to, after the Sera, it's going to be a 2 cost, a 1 cost, a 1 cost, a 2 cost, a 1 cost. Yeah. I can pass into playing Sera and then play my entire hand on the final turn. Meanwhile, they're not able to get enough debuffs to... Well, I mean, they can still play the Abomination. I would rather that they play the Abomination so that I can get my Shang-Chi's fist right into his face. As long as I'm coming from behind an initiative, which with this current setup I have to be. I even have the Killmonger to be able to knock over the Nova, buff my own side. Poor Zabu. I'll help you, I promise. We'll get you back up to your past self. 2 cards left in their hand. Turn 5. No, I do have to play 1 card now. I will not be able to play every single card because I lost the Zabu. If I had the Zabu, I could have waited. We are at 7 energy here, so which card do I choose to play? I think it's just Luke Cage. With their rogue gone, I can't imagine that they're fitting the Enchantress as well. They could be running Super Skrull. Again, it's so hard to be able to fit things in, especially they're indexing very heavily on the High Evolutionary cards here with the Shocker. I'll play it like this. Since when is Green Goblin in these decks? Chat, what content creator made this psycho list? Alright, take away your Cage. Hit you with the Hazmat. Killmonger is the last play. Where do I think that he plays the big boys? And can I close here on mid? Anyway. I might be able to. They're up by 9. After canceling their Luke Cage and playing my Hazmat, things swing pretty dramatically back into our favor. You have to imagine they're not going to play a big boy right here. So then I'm going to go Shang-Chi on left. Is it Shang-Chi on right? Shang-Chi on right. Hazmat on left. Killmonger here, or do these two actually swing mid? Hazmat and then the Killmonger. I'm adding 5 to 7, debuffing them by 3, and then I'm buffing myself by another 3 because of the Nova. I do make it. I do make it. So I'm getting the go-ahead on all locations. You have 1 card left in hand. Is it Hulk? Is it A-Bomb? And where would you play it? With only 1 card left, we are guaranteed to win, but I feel like I've waited too long to snap, but I will take the match anyway. It was just a wasp. Little anticlimactic, but we will just roll over them here. Yeah? Shang-Chi flashes the fist, debuffs their entire side, pops the Nova. Got really scary there as he actually embedded knives into every single card. I didn't understand what was happening. Unanimous victory is what results, though. So here is the deck in all of its toxic glory. I am never going to get tired of running this list. It has everything, and it still has the flexibility to be able to tech in whatever pieces you have. Even with all of the extra tech slots that we are bringing to be able to counter the High Evo matchup, we still have the Kitty Pryde, which is a true swing spot in the deck. So much fun to be able to pilot. We generate tempo, we have control, we have the mass buffs, we have the mass debuffs. This deck really does it all. I absolutely love it. So once again, if you guys have found something that rolls over that High Evo matchup, you're going to have to let me know down in the comments below. Would love to hear what you guys have been brewing up in this wild meta state where everybody's trying to figure out what is the best list to run alongside High Evo, and if you don't have him, how can you climb over him? It's really exciting and can't wait. We're going to have Living Tribunal shaking things up just on the other side of the weekend, and I'm going to be competing in a tournament tomorrow. We'll see what kind of mark High Evo has on that. Hope to see some of you guys over there cheering us on. We'll see how deep we can go. If you guys pick up any of these lists, I hope they bring you many cubes and you climb up to infinite. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.